Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to Celestial Oracle Code. So, this is not going to be our regular camera, but something went wrong with the digital camera right now. So there's actually going to be a reading that drops after 12. I don't even know whenever I reload it up to YouTube, but it takes like 3 hours to load from that camera, or for YouTube to upload it. So I'm doing this short one so that the reading for today gets out, and I might even do another one behind it just to make sure that I'm not really relying on the camera too much. But there is a reading coming out, and this is going to be, we'll say, an extension to that, okay? So this is going to be somewhat predictive because in that reading, I really focused on the internal state. And so in this reading, we're going to focus on what the collective can expect to come into their life now. Okay, and so let's just see. We are not going to overdo it with these, because they're going to tell us some things, but ultimately it is going to let us know what is to come. So completion marks what it is. All right, so that means 9 cards. All right, so what we can see is Judgment comes up first to let us know that you are going through a soul recall. There's something that's happening in the collective right now that is causing everyone to not only wake up to the things that they've allowed to culminate in their life and the experiences that they've allowed to kind of guide them along their way, but they're also waking up to the things that they truly want in their life, a soul call. This is like a soul recall. Thank you, Mosai. That it is time to really step into what it means to be the predominant creator in your own life, what it means to live your true nature and purpose, being a creative spirit, having this human experience, and ultimately creating the life you love, right? And so that's what this judgment is. There's a judgment call over your life. There are angels who are kind of sounding the trumpets, letting you know that they're on your side. So you have huge support to make some moves in your life that are going to establish exactly where you're going to be. All right, so progress is inevitable with discipline. So remember that and show up for yourself. Also, your repetition will compound and your success will feel pretty steady. Just know that you are being repositioned, okay? I'm not going to go into those too much right now because they're in that reading that's going to come out here at the top or right after 12. So just remember that this is like an extension of that. So the Page of Swords lets us know that right now it's a really great time to kind of be a little bit undiplomatic, but very much curious and approaching things in a logical way, but in a truthful way where you're really trying to learn and see exactly what life is becoming for you with this judgment coming out there, this new unfolding in your life, especially after you went through some kind of tower moment where it seemed there was an unexpected turn of events or something that changed your life. So this is also recently or soon, okay? For some of you, it might be soon, and for others, this will have just passed or passed recently, in the recent past. Anyway, the tower in reverse here is letting us know that something has changed or something did change in your life or will change in your life that seems like it's out of your control, but it's actually setting you up so that things that were draining you financially will no longer be draining you. Your finances, you'll no longer be separated. See how he's like away from the community and they're back there behind him and he's got his feet on top of the pentacles, one in his hand, one on top of his head. Well, that means you were holding on to finances, to your material possessions. You were so worried about the material side of the world that it was disconnecting you from that community. And so this is, right? This is, for some people, this can equal letting a job that didn't serve them go. I'm just going to be real about it. But it can also equal you finding a new community that was along the same lines of the structured reality, because that's also the Four of Pentacles, okay? The structured reality and the actual manifestations of your material world. And the way that you felt were aligned, right, with the right community and socializing that you will have in this world. But that are not because of, oh, well, I work here, or I'm at odds or away from my community, but it's okay because I have this money, or it's supplying this money. It's that it gives that energy. Like, oh, I don't have to actually have friends, and I don't actually have to have people who understand or even nurture or care about me, as long as this place is giving me money. No. And so, since it was stealing your hope and your joy and the illumination in life, the things that lit you up, right? It was still in your sunshine, just like it looks. And ultimately, right, that led to a conflict in your material world, right? But all of this is the past, because you set yourself free. So look at that reading that's coming out, because it's going to show you exactly what I mean. But ultimately, these are the things that you got, right? They made you feel like you weren't worth a lot. They made you feel debased. They made you feel like you were not valuable. They did not see your worth. They didn't know that you were the Queen of Pentacles, right? They didn't know that you were the sun. And so at the end of the day, they aren't that illuminated, and you had to let them go. So that's this tower that it seems like was actually something that was out of your control, but this was actually a call by your soul, a judgment call, to reconnect you with your true soul blueprint and get you back in the energy of that Knight of Swords, right? Where you're moving in the world logically, where you're trusting the way you think, where you are definitely communicating in a way that makes a difference in your world, in your life, in the life of others, and ultimately in reality. And also problem solving through logical and communicative ways that supersede everyone else's expectations. So this is also moving strategically through your world now, and making a plan, but not harping on it for a long time, not being overwhelmed by it, and not being afraid to execute it. That is all Knight of Swords energy. And guess what it's leading you to? Well, it's leading you to a new blessing, a gift that's coming to you. And this Ace of Wands can be a lot of things, okay? And the Ace of Pentacles is something that's always going to be tangible and that manifests into your life. But I'm going to tell you something about the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands can be this new lease on life. The Ace of Wands can be this new relationship you have with the universe. The Ace of Wands can be this new gift that you feel like the universe is giving to you in this new life, this new experience that you get to have that feels better than anything that you've ever had. And ultimately, this Ace of Wands, for many of you, is the new approach that you have to your reality and the way that things can turn out for you. This Ace of Wands is, for a lot of you, releasing the attachment to old narratives that didn't serve you, releasing the job that was never going to really do a whole lot for you, right? It was never going to supply the life that you truly desired and deserved. And so at the end of the day, for a lot of you, this is just you finally seeing your worth. And right, this is you turning the Queen of Pentacles right side up, seeing your value. This is you finally taking your joy back, seeing that it's all yours. This is you finally getting the material conflicts and all of the things out of your life. This is you finally letting some of that material focus go, so that you can finally get the right community, right? And so there's a lot that's coming in for you, because you are now in the right energy of somebody who goes and gets it, but also who isn't afraid to stand up for themselves, to liberate themselves, to get justice for themselves. And ultimately, and I'm not saying just go out and get justice, but I'm saying justify things for you. Like, don't let things that are unjust happen to you. That's what that means. So, yeah, this is the person who definitely makes sure that it's justice, right? This is the person who liberates themselves. This is the person who has that sort of morality, okay, in their world, that they can bless others with that in their world, right? Because this, I'm going to tell you something. What the Most High, okay, Source, thank you, is telling me is that all of this pain and suffering that they tried to do to you was on purpose, okay? They don't even know why, because they were controlled by something out of their control. And that's why it's a judgment call on your life. Your soul is being freed so that you can finally get those liberating thoughts and be back in your rightful energy, and finally pursue all of your dreams and get the blessing, the gift of this life that it's supposed to be for you. So this is so much more than just one thing. This is many things. This is a new life, guys. And ultimately, it's coming in for whatever has changed. So just know you're being repositioned. Okay? If this reading is for you, you're being repositioned. And I love you immensely. The reading that really goes along with this, that will let you know about it, will be out soon. I just wanted this out so that it gets out before the break of the day. Thank you to all of my subscribers. If you're not a subscriber, do consider subscribing. We'd love to have you around. Other than that, I send you all my light, my love, and my blessings. I send them all to you, and I will see you all in my next reading.